to show you around our living room. And we just recently did a slight remodel to it, something that we've been meaning to do for the almost 4 years we've lived in this house. But with the pandemic, we were inadvertently afforded more time. So a little bit of history behind this house is it was built in 1927 and it was actually built on top of a pumpkin patch. So we have amazing soil for amazing planting, but it's not a mid-century house, which can make it a little bit difficult to decorate because it's not done in mid-century style. So we did our best and I think we succeeded. So I'm going to show you around just a little bit, show you some of my favorite pieces in our living room and go from there. All right, you guys, so we are going to start right in the corner. And here is one of the crown jewels of my collection, and that is that 1950s Philco Predicta television. Now, it's in almost perfect condition, except it is missing its antenna, which I've been meaning to replace. It just hasn't happened yet. But this was heavily influenced by the space age, and I think you can see why. It's amazing because it swivels, it can move around, it's beautiful, and it does work. However, with a lot of vintage televisions that have not had any work done, you turn it on and sometimes it starts to smoke, and that's obviously not good. So it's for looks, purely for looks right now. And right below it, I always have had an obsession with these boomerang atomic ashtrays, and this one is by Shawnee. And I collect Shawnee pottery, always have, always will. And that one is one of my favorites. It's this beautiful teal color with little gold flecks. It's amazing. They never go out of style. Oh, it's absolute perfection. But then we just hung up some little paper lanterns here, nothing too fancy. We needed to fill the space a little bit. We were trying to take a little bit more of a minimalist approach to our living room, which is a word that I kind of choke at because I'm not a minimalist. I'm not a maximalist. I just appreciate items in all their history, and I love surrounding myself with history. So whatever that makes me, that's probably what I am. But we love adding little art prints, and this is from the Wigwam Motel. One day we plan on getting there post-pandemic, but how fun is that? All right, so that is our little corner. And of course, I collect blonde furniture, so I have a lot of this. This two-tier one is amazing. I have caught my leg on the corner many a time, and it hurts like hell, but it's beautiful. And then we have our gross cat bed, because we have 3 cats. And I have to show, this is their favorite thing. It's a sloth. All right, so ever since I can remember, again, I have just loved mid-century furniture, and I always wanted one of these china cabinets, and this is from Haywood Wakefield, and it's absolutely beautiful. And in it, I have my entire collection of peach lusterware. And if you've been around here for a while, you would know that at the start of the pandemic, when we were in shutdown, I got really bored and did a video going through my collection. So if that's something you want to see, it's up on our YouTube channel. Nothing fancy. I just really love peach lusterware. Absolutely, entirely. But I have this beautiful art print from Amy Jo. I think it perfectly fits the look I'm going for here. And another thing I really, really love about this is it has a lot of really amazing storage. So this is just some of the things we keep in our china cabinet. Just really random things. We have this beautiful little salt bowl. What else do we have in here? Little cocktail skewers, cocktail forks. How cute are these? And then I have a picture of my niece everywhere, so you're probably going to see a lot of her. Let's go through some more drawers. What do we have in here? Oh, yes. So I like to rotate a lot of fixtures around, just depending on what my mood is. So in here we have some of our jadeite pieces. These beautiful mugs, which they look a little dirty. I'm gonna have to clean those out, but I absolutely love all of these. And I have to show you These are my favorite plates. How beautiful are those? Pre-pandemic, we would entertain using these, and I miss it. I cannot wait to host little get-togethers again. But yeah, so that is that drawer. I don't really know what's in any of these other ones. Oh yes, okay. So I have more of these beautiful Shawnee atomic ashtrays. And then you'll see in a little bit, so this is a huge ashtray, and you can see the little slots for cigarettes. But this is from Kenwood, and this is part of their black and pink popcorn collection, which I have collected for a long time, and I'll tell you a story behind that as to why. Oh, this is our cat Smee. His full name is Bob Hoskins is Smee, because we love Hook, and we love Bob Hoskins. And then this is Amadeus, but we call him Num Num. They're naughty kitties. All right, what do we have down here? Oh yes, we have more of that popcornware, some lights. Once upon a time, I collected all of these vintage cake toppers, which maybe I'll sell one day. I haven't decided. Vintage masks. I don't know why these are in here, you guys. There's no method to my madness, but every Halloween, these come out to play. So this is the space that we have dedicated to some of our art prints, and we've made it kind of a little makeshift bar area, but I love things that inspire me. I think everything should spark some kind of reaction, and each one of these do. We have two of these pieces that were done by my partner, Charles. He is with Bow and Jack Designs and Mr. Pen and Marker. And this one's my ultimate favorite. This was actually a commission that he did of JFK and RFK during a meeting, and it holds special significance because when his mom was a reporter and worked for a newspaper, she actually interviewed Bobby Kennedy. So this is a really nice piece that holds a special place in our hearts. This, to some of you, may look familiar. This is behind the Red Raven. I just thought how beautiful this was, and just the setting and how interesting it is. I don't know who did the art, so if you know, let me know, because it's beautiful and amazing and deserves to be seen all day, every day. And we have another print by Amy Jo. I get all of these at Unglued. I absolutely love them. I think anybody who has seen these prints can say the same. And this is one that always evokes some kind of response. And if you've been in my shop, I have the blonde version, but this is I Want to Beehive. And that's obviously a play off of the X-Files. But this is done from an artist called Friend Prices. He is amazing. I have so many of his prints. Really check him out. He's on Etsy. I die. I love it. X-Files, Beehive hairdos, redhead. You gotta love it. Moving over here, we have this quote from Albert Einstein. I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious. Be curious. Be passionate. Love that one. And this is another print we have up here. I got this a long time ago. I think I was in college when I got this, so I don't remember the artist, but I'm sure you've seen this work somewhere, but how beautiful. And as I said, we have this nice little bar area. Again, nothing too fancy. Really, I built it around this 1950s bar aid, and I just posted a video on how I use this, but this has, what is it, 80 different drinks on it. It's a little dusty because of all the cat fur, but depending on which one you want, you just slide this and it shows you everything that's in it. So we just did a video on the gin fizz, gin and tonic. What other ones do we have? There are tons on here, you guys. It's amazing. I want to try the champagne cocktail because we have champagne and we need to use it. But look at this. Look at that. How fun. So this is something we use a lot. And, you know, we just have our cute little trays here. But right below it, we have a portion of our record collection. I pared it down a lot, and you'll see why. I only keep my favorites, but this Lawrence Welk one has a special place in my heart because whenever we go down to Denver, there is a vintage shop called Mod Mood in, I think is it Wheatfields, Colorado, but they have an amazing vintage furniture store, and they used to have them back. It was almost like a greenhouse, and it was just covered in dirt, dirt floor, everything. It almost looked like a flea market that had been left out in the elements for years. But I found this in a dirt pile and I dug it out and it's in perfect condition. I love Lauren Swalk, would watch it with my grandpa all the time, and I love it. So that's a fun piece. But I'll show you some of my other favorite records that I have held on to for dear life. So we're going to start off with some of my modern records, and this is a soundtrack to Edward Scissorhands. Now, not only am I a huge Tim Burton fan, I also love Danny Elfman. For those of you who've known me a while, you know my obsession with Tim Burton's version of Batman and Michael Keaton, who is the only Batman in my mind. Don't at me, it's just the truth. But I rank movies based on how many times I cry during them. And there are only a few movies that make me cry every single time I watch them, and Edward Scissorhands is one. White Oleander is another. It's an amazing film with Michelle Pfeiffer. Oh gosh, what else? Imitation of Life, the Lana Turner version. Oh my goodness, you guys, watch it. It is amazing. They have the incomparable Mahalia Jackson in it. Oh, you guys, just watch it. It is one of the best films of all time. So we have Edward Scissorhands, an amazing soundtrack. It's just haunting, absolutely haunting. We have Jack White's Lazaretto, which, it was good. It was okay. I have a little bit of a bone to pick. We had gone down, I say we, I don't remember who I was with at the time, to be completely honest with you, but one of his bands, The Dead Weather, had been playing a show at First Avenue in the cities. And anytime you go to a First Avenue show, you know exactly where the musicians come out of, and you wait there. And me and a guy I had met at the venue waited at the stage door, and Alison Mosshart came out. If you all know her, she is the front woman for The Kills. And every other member of The Dead Weather came out, was gracious. We got pictures, met them. But then Jack White came out. And again, if you've known me for a while, you know my obsession with Jack White. I had a list of 10 men I was going to marry, and he was number one. And he walked out. You guys, I was right by him. I was an inch away from this man. And he walked past me, didn't even acknowledge me, and went on his tour bus. And that was the day that Jack White died in my eyes. It was heartbreaking. And a little side note, one of the guys I was with, we loved coffee and cigarettes. And Jack and Meg White were in that movie talking about their Tesla coil. So we then proceeded to bombard his tour bus with jabs about his Tesla coil, because that was something he was really passionate about. So heartbreak, you guys, heartbreak. And I think this is one of the only other modern records I have, and this is from Wanda Jackson. This album was okay. I don't know, I just really like Wanda Jackson, so you know, you want to support those artists, but I don't know, it was an okay album. It wasn't bad. All right, so I lied. I do have other modern vinyl that I have to go through because I want to call out these bands for being amazing. This is Night Powers. Amazing album. I'm actually going to get my record player up here and I might play some clips from it, but Night Powers, The Veil. What else do we have? Clueless, their special edition re-release. Amazing. And then lastly, we have Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino by the Arctic Monkeys. I think pretty well rounded. I have to say, this is the vinyl that started it all, and it is bongos, flutes, and guitars. And this was my grandpa's, and it is one of my favorites. It is so indicative of the time, so retro, so mid-century. Album artwork is amazing. Ugh, yeah, I'm gonna put this on. So this is one of my favorite little pieces that I've had with me for a long time. It's this nude lady shot glass. And this isn't necessarily vintage. I think it's from the 90s. Well, okay, it is vintage. It's from the 90s. I still don't want to admit that. But I actually got this when I was in college. And what was that, in 2000? 2011, and I got this on a road trip to Madison, Wisconsin to visit a friend. And on the way, we stopped at this sex shop, and I bought a lot of weird things because I thought it was so amusing at that time. And one of them was this little shot glass, and I've never used it to take shots. I just think it's really cute and really fun and beautiful. So, something with a memory. So moving on, we're going to our little end tables. And here I have a picture of the beautiful Jeanette MacDonald. We have some fun little coasters. I love vintage lamps. So we have that. This is actually a cute little genie salt and pepper shaker. And it's supposed to have a matching Aladdin's lamp with it, but I've never been able to find that. Another salt and pepper shaker of a beautiful pinup. We have our couch, which is covered in cat fur. This is my beauty, little Mr. Norman Bates. And he won't let me show his eyes, but he has amber colored eyes. Norman. He's a beautiful boy. We adopted him from a shelter, and he's so pretty. Moving right along. We have our other end table, and of course, it's blonde. And again, I have a thing for salt and pepper shakers, and I love her. Her boobs are the salt and pepper shakers. One is cracked, but she's still beautiful. Funny story, I got this at an antique mall in Detroit Lakes, and when I brought her up to purchase her, the owner was very offended, did not know how a piece like this made it into her antique mall. And had she known this was here, she would have thrown it and gotten rid of it. And I proceeded to tell her that if she actually sold more things like this, she would be doing a lot better because these sell for a lot and they're highly collectible. And if you were smart, you would actually want to have pieces like this, but I digress. And we go to another one of my Kenwood popcornware. Again, we have that little shot glass of mine. Some coasters from the shop. I have my Ouija board and Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. Again, this is an amazing film. I highly recommend it. I love my little panther planter. Got my little baby niece. And then we're moving up to one of my favorite pieces, which is this amazing 1950s shadow box. And I keep going with the salt and pepper shakers, and this is a washer dryer one. How fun is that? I've pared down my collection a lot in the years, but these are ones that always stick out to me. And we have our beautiful lamp, little corner piece. So the significance of this popcornware was that when my grandparents got married, my grandpa gifted my grandma, I don't have the vase out right now. I have it literally tucked away because I would be devastated if something happened to it. But he gifted her a Kenwood popcornware vase in pink and black, and grandma gave it to me, and I've kept it ever since. And any piece I find, I collect it. So we have some candle holders, a little ashtray. Oh, I love it. And then this beautiful mid-century end table, and this actually lifts up to be a tray, so I might redo that and make that my bar tray. I haven't decided yet. And then we have this portable ashtray and drink holder with my little tiger. Love that one. So then we'll move over here, and this is where we keep our keys. Charles did this wonderful drawing of the outside of our house. I do collect chalkware. I think it's a question of what don't I collect anymore. And then I have this key holder. And if you lift up her skirt, you see her butt. How fun. All right, we're moving right along to the section that took us the longest. And that is our section of shelves. And I will go through this shelf by shelf. This piece is really, really special. This is amazing late 1950s iridescent shell lamp, and it does still work. It doesn't provide a whole lot of light, but it's mainly just for looks. And again, a lot of these don't stand the test of time. They break, the wiring gets frayed. So I'm very, very fortunate to still have this piece, and it hasn't been destroyed by my cats yet. I have a big vintage radio collection. I have them all up in our studio upstairs. Maybe that'll be another video, but I love this atomic design. Again, they just don't make them like they used to. I mean, how beautiful is that? General Electric, of course. Moving right on down the line, a beautiful picture of my grandmother. I always keep it up here in a place of honor. I have another version of that tiger planter in chartreuse. Chartreuse is my color. If you're a redhead, it should be yours too. I have one of the banners from the shop, our no vacancy banner. And I just love supporting small female artists and businesses. And I absolutely adore this banner. And it's something that I think just spices up any any home. And it says no vacancy because right now we don't want anyone in our house, period. Move over here and I have, again, another candle from the shop. Yes, Queen. One of my peach luster vases that I adore. And little known fact, when I was a sophomore in college, I had studied abroad in France and I studied in Angers. And this was a tiny little town that we had visited. We always got weekends off. We studied, and I studied viticulture, which is the study of winemaking. And on our weekends off, we would travel, and this was on our way to Normandy. And I just thought this looked beautiful. It looks like a postcard. It's absolutely wonderful. And every time I look at it, it makes me really homesick to be back there. Oh, the stories when you're young and not afraid of anything. But this is one of my most prized possessions. I mean, look at that. Can you imagine if we had anything like that in the States? Absolutely beautiful. It was an amazing opportunity and one that I hope to go back and visit sometime soon, which is probably not possible for a long time, but dreams can happen. Moving on down to the next shelf, we have this awesome 1960s self-portrait of a woman named Lorraine, and you've probably seen her make appearances here and there, but look at that red lip. I tell ya, she was ahead of her time. And I found this, I don't know where I found it, but I thought, well, she's a member of our family now, so she deserves to be out front and center. Moving on down, I have this beautiful planter of a woman's hand with little painted nails. I just thought that was really beautiful. And we added some fake flowers. This adorable little TV, and this looks like a little vintage television. And this is kind of a mini Viewmaster, if you guys remember those from way back in the day. And this is of a Hawaiian vacation. And don't know, see if I can get you guys to see. So you look in there and you see this beautiful beach and beautiful pictures. I don't even know, where's the button to... Oh, here we go, it's on the side. I don't know if I can do this holding camera, so put you right... Where are you? There we go. And you put the slide and it keeps changing. There's no easy way to do this. Anywho, so that's a cute little piece. Again, I love things that evoke some kind of happiness. And this is that. I have another amazing mid-century radio. This is from Sylvania. And you probably recognize these names because they still exist today. Moving on along, and this is a photograph that I have been obsessed with for a long time. And this is actually a real mugshot. And I got this, again, early in college. I don't remember from who. It was this small female business. And this is a real mugshot that was taken in Cincinnati. And it's funny because when people, especially family members, come into the house, for some reason they think that's me. And they wonder why I framed my mugshot. So I'll just leave that there. And moving on down, we have this Pocket Dolly Wisdom book. And I always keep this out because Dolly Parton is a goddess. She's a true, true hero of mine. And on the back, we have one of her bustiers from The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, which is an amazing musical. I myself have been on a Cole Porter kick lately, but that, you know, anything in Dolly Parton is amazing. So Dolly Parton on her womanly assets. Let's see what she has to say about that. They are my weapons of mass distraction. I have little feet because nothing grows in the shade. So, you know, just really fun little quotes from her. And right next to her, I have another little salt and pepper shaker. And this is in the shape of a guitar. So pretty, nice and glittery. I still have the price tag on it. I don't know why, but yeah, $2. Not bad at all. So that is that shelf. Moving on down to the next one, we just have some random bits. I have 2 vintage Playboys and some of my nudie art studies playing cards that I love. Why don't we take these out and take a gander? I don't know if I posted this on my personal Instagram account or what. I get those two kind of confused sometimes, but so these are nude playing cards. I won't show too much because I don't want to get banned from Instagram again. But this actually came with, and I'm trying to find it. Here we go. The original owner had put a note in here, and this was their business card. And on the back of it, they had put these cards to be used on Saturday night only. So this was for adults only, but I have a huge collection of nude playing cards. I don't know where that obsession started. I know I get a little heat for it sometimes because people find it quite degrading. However, I will refer to the great Dita Von Teese. It is not up to you to decide what is degrading for someone. So I think they're beautiful. The female body is beautiful, and that's that. So then we move to this beautiful sectional piece. If you've been in my shop, you've seen our couch up in the front of the store, and this is one of the sectional pieces to it that I've been meaning to get down to the shop, but I just haven't yet. So there's that, tons of cat fur, as per usual. Moving down, and we have my beautiful little camper teapot that I got from ModCloth way back in the day when they didn't suck and were owned by Walmart. But I'm really excited to be using this coming up. We have an amazing new line of loose leaf tea that is going to be coming hopefully sometime this week. And again, it's from another small female-owned business. And I'm hoping to get a lot of use out of this teapot to do cute little videos for that. So stay tuned. Moving on down, I have collections of course, vintage typewriters. Again, what don't I have a collection of? And this is an amazing little mid-century art print that Charles, again, did. It's beautiful. Love it. Moving on down. This photograph was actually taken at a rest stop right when you get into Colorado from Nebraska. And I thought this was just really fun. And I love the look of it and how just mid-century it feels. We have this amazing little Avon, 1960s Avon perfume tin, and you can take the top of this off and you see it's a little perfume spray. Looks like a little ice cream soda. I do have one of these for sale in the shop if that's something you're interested in, but how cute is that? And then you may hear about my great aunt who lives in Denver, and this is her house. It's this beautiful mint color. It was actually an army barrack, and it's small, it's petite, but it's beautiful, and this mint color just kills me every time. So I just had to snap a little picture of that because it's a good memory, and a memory that I want to keep fresh in my mind at all times. All right, so this is a piece that was one of my favorites, and any pet owner will know that you can't have nice things. And I thought I did my best to cat-proof our living room, but this is something I've had with me for a long time. It's rare and it's my favorite, and now it's been pulverized, but it's this beautiful mid-century bird in a bird case. And as you can see, it was knocked off of its perch by one of my cats. So it's now a dead bird. But it's super cute and bright, and I don't throw anything away. So it's just now our dead bird. So that's great. Okay, so now we are moving on to this amazing mid-century record player that belonged to my grandparents, and it is in perfect condition. It still works. You slide these panels open and you have a full storage for all your vinyl and a record player in it. Just, I'm so protective of it. I don't use it. I use my modern record players because, again, if something happened to this, I'd be absolutely devastated. But this was a present to me, and this is a new typewriter, and it does work. It has ink in it and everything. As you can see, it has been used, but I love it. It's pink. It goes perfectly. I have this beautiful mid-century Panther, and this was meant to be on top of a TV. You may see something similar to this. That is a TV lamp. They really love to decorate their TV stands because that was the center of your home when TVs were first created. I mean, that's where you congregated. That's where you got everything. You didn't have the internet like you do today. So they wanted to make that the staple piece of their home. And I absolutely love this. And we move along, and again, I have another boomerang ashtray, and this one is from Shawnee, of course. Beautiful pink one. And then moving on down, I have my collection of Amy Sedaris books. Now, I pride myself in my cheese ball, and if you have ever had my cheese ball, I got this recipe from the amazing Amy Sedaris. How wonderful. This is an amazing book. It's hilarious. It's called Hospitality Under the Influence. Her second book is called Amy Sedaris, Simple Times. These are amazing. I highly recommend it to everybody. And another little fun fact, little brief story time. I have met her brother, David Sedaris, who is an amazing author, several times. And funny thing is, if you were a younger person, and I say probably under 20, and you went to one of his book readings, he would give you little gifts. And a friend and myself had gone when he was speaking at the Fargo Theater decades ago, and we were the only two young people. I think my friend and I were both maybe 15, 16 at the time. And he gave my friend a toothbrush holder and he gave me a chapstick that was called Chicken Poop. And I kept it for so long that it got moldy and gross. And flash forward, when I was studying in New York, we ran into him outside of Madame Tussauds. So always just fun little tidbits. Again, I have stories for everything, but bringing it back to amazing Amy Sedaris, get this book. You won't regret it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've really been having a lot of fun doing little videos like this. I know this past year has been super hard on a lot of us, so we're finding things that just make us happy, and editing little short unprofessional videos like this really helps with my anxiety and keeps my mind busy because I'm someone that I need to be kept busy. I hate idle time. So I've been having a lot of fun doing these, and if you guys have any more ideas of what you would want me to do, let me know. And I think next maybe I'll show off a little bit of my home studio where I keep a lot of my personal collection. So if that's something you want to see, let me know. And thank you guys as always for watching. Bye.